is it, man? I just want to hop up on here, man. This is crazy. So I did a little bit of investing. You see me a little better? Yeah. I did a little bit of investing, and I ended up buying a camera, man, a little starter camera. I'll throw it down in the description below, just so that way you guys could see, the camera I got. It's nothing crazy. It did cost me a little bit of money, but I decided to get it because, I really didn't have a choice, man. I really didn't, honestly, what it was for me, I just wanted to take this thing a little bit more serious. Sorry, it's gonna be a little bit bumpy in here, man, with my crazy driving, but yeah, I just wanted to take this thing a little bit more serious, and part of that is getting a camera, man. Obviously, there's a lot you can do on your phone, but for me, I think it's best to separate the two. Like if you really want to get into this, get serious about it, I would say just separate the two, because your phone is also a distraction. It does have a camera, it does record, but it also is a distraction. Like, I like the camera a little bit more now because I feel like I have my phone back to do the other things that I love to do, which is listen to music, texting my girl, X, Y, and Z. So I spent about like $1,000 on this camera. I did my reviewing. There was also another camera that I wanted, but it was out of my price range. It was like $300 or $400 more, and I also had to buy a lens for it. At least this camera came with a lens. It's made for vlogging, so I can't complain about that. What else I got. Yeah, so I decided to get the camera. We're here now, so the audio is gonna be a little bit crappy, but it is what it is. I didn't bring my mics with me, and I noticed that my last video, my mics were a little bit messed up. So I don't know. I gotta check that out and see what's going on with my microphones. But yeah, so let's just get into it. I just wanted to come in here and talk to you guys today about there's things that's going on with my life. Something that's hung over my life for so long is my mom. I haven't talked about it often or talked about it at all, honestly. But basically, long story short of my story, my journey, my dad raised me ever since I was 3 days old. My mom was just always in and out of my life. She did have a drug addiction, a drug problem. So that forced her not to be in my life as much. But even then, she still wasn't even, around for me, because my dad was the one who decided to take care of me. If my mom would have been making money off me from the government, she probably would have kept me. But unfortunately, or luckily, honestly, luckily, not unfortunately, luckily, I had my father in my life who decided to take care of me, love me, and just give me a life that I could never imagine, So I'm grateful for him, because without him, I probably wouldn't be here till this day, Something else I'll talk about super quick. My brother, he's a year older than me from my mom's side. We were really close, and when I used to see my mom growing up, honestly, I would just spend a lot of time with my brother. And unfortunately, my mom lost custody of him when I was like 10, 11 years old because of, the drugs and all the other stuff she was doing. And nobody in the family wanted to take him in. So I lost my brother because of her, and I resented her. Like, I think that was the last time I ever really spoke to my mom from that point on, because it was like you took the one person away from me. Despite all your lies, despite everything we've been through, despite me always giving you a chance in my life, this was the last straw for me. Like, she never made good on her promises. I never got that love that I wanted from her. I don't even think my mom ever told me she loved me, But why am I bringing this up? Let's bring it right back to a conversation, I'll be honest, that I had with my girl. And the reason why it's hard for me to open up it's hard for me to open up, and part of that, unfortunately, is my mother. It's hard for me to love others when my mom never gave me that kind of love back. So, and again, right, just keep this in mind, I did have my dad in life. He showed me all the love he could, but I don't know what it is. It's just something about a mom's love. It might be different than a father's love. Like, your father is there to make sure you're on the right track, especially for men. He's there. They need their fathers where they're gonna set them up for success in life and push them to do certain things. Like, there's certain things you'll listen to your dad that you won't listen to your mom about. There's certain things that you'll listen to your mom about that you won't listen to your dad about. So again, right, my dad gave me all the loving, all the care. He was my mom and dad in my life, so I'm forever grateful for that. But yeah, let's just bring it back real quick. It's hard for me to open up to others because the closest person to me, or the closest person, your own parent, is someone that is supposed to be there and love you. So for me, it's like, how can I love other people when the closest person to me never loved me back? Despite having all the love in the world from my dad and raising me to the best of his ability, and now I'm able to take care of him if I need be. I'm able to make sure that we never lose a roof over our heads ever again. So I'm able to do all these things, but I'm still struggling on just being open with people, trusting people, loving people. Man, I mean, even you see my videos, man, I started to get a little bit more quiet in them because it's like, let me just record myself working out instead of actually being personable with you and showing you like, hey, you know, this is the real life. This is my real life. This is what's going on in my life, you know. Give me a second. Let me put in my code here to get into the gate. I don't know if you can see all that, but I don't know if y'all can see all that. I might blur that out because I can't be happy. I know my gate code and where I live and all that. So, but yeah, right. So that's something that I've been struggling with, and my girl, man, I'm forever grateful for her because she really opened up my eyes to it. Like, why are you like this? You know, and we really got to the root of it all. And man, like, I won't share too many details because I don't know if she would want me to share all that because it's our personal life. But you know, that's the first time in a long time I actually cried about, you know, my mom and not her loving me. You know, that's the first time I actually pinpointed my issue with my mother. And it was, she never loved me, so how can I love others? So I just want to hop up on here and tell you guys all that, because now what will end up happening for me, or something that I will be working on, there's no parking anywhere. What I will be working on is finding, or just trying to love other people, right? Like just trying to be that personable person, just trying to be caring, loving, and really learn about like what love is, you know? Because love, man, love makes the world go round. And if you think about it, a nice little spot here. Yeah, it sucks because there's never parking in my complex. So if you get a spot late at night, it's always lovely. Give me a second here. I'm a crappy backing in driver or parker. My girl gets on my butt about it because I can never do it. All right. So yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit. Just that love thing, man. That thing that I never really understood. I never really gave it to anyone besides my dad, you know, and my family, because, you know, like my dad taught me family first and all those things, but I never gave it to people outside of that, people outside of blood family, even the closest friendships with me, man. Like, I'll be real, man. I lost a good few friends along my journey, and it was so easy for me to cut them off because I would always tell myself, I don't care about you, because if my mother doesn't love me, what harm is it gonna be for me to cut you off out of my life? There ain't no love lost for me, because I've never known what love was. So I don't want to take up too much time. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I just wanted to hop up on here and talk about it and just tell you, not only tell you, but tell myself that, hey, this is something that I need to work on, and this is something I need to get better at, because down the road, if I ever want kids, how am I gonna love them if I don't even know what love is? Or how am I gonna show them that kind of love that my dad gave me if I haven't even healed from my trauma with my mother? So before kids ever come in my life, man, I want to heal from my own trauma with my mom, and man, just give them all the love that my dad gave me and be there for them, you know? Like, that's really it, man. All you could do is just pick them up when they need you, be there when they need you, and man, make sure, you know, obviously you can't take away all their difficulties and challenges in life, because they have to go through it, because that's what makes them. But definitely I want to at least make sure they don't have to ever struggle by financial situations that I had to go through. I know people probably disagree with me. I know my girl probably disagrees with me, but man, that financial burden really crushed me growing up, and something I chased more often than not. And you know, and as I read the Bible too, and it talked about, even today it was talking about how you have to put God first. You have to love God first, and you have to love him more than all the money in the world, more than anything else in this world. You have to love him first. So maybe I should start there, loving God, loving myself, and then being able to show that love to others, and being able to open up and expand and be myself around everyone else. So on that note, if you heard the music in the background, The Weeknd, baby. My girl put me back on the trilogy. The Weeknd album, man, it came out in 2011. I'm like, man, I haven't heard this album in a minute. I love it. I was bumping it in the gym today. I hit some legs today. So we got that in, man. We always getting this work, whether we want to or not. 4 days a week, 3 days rest. Straight like that, simple like that. But on that note, I'll see you next time. Peace.